Hi, welcome to Tennessee Soccer Club. Welcome. We're excited to have you here. My name is Jeff Lightman. I'm the U15 to U19 girls director as well as the assistant marketing director for Tennessee Soccer Club. We're excited to have you. We've got a great coaching staff for our older girls. We have lots of college coaches. I myself am a former college coach of 21 years. Tons of experience in our older girls coaches. We have coaches who have played at the highest levels, and we're very excited about the mentorship and leadership of our older girls coaching group. Yeah, a big part of Tennessee Soccer Club is our core values and our core mission. We call it developing excellence. And developing excellence really encompasses five pillars. Our first pillar is play, practice, and perform with joy. We really feel that players and coaches, if they're not experiencing joy, you can't achieve all that you want to achieve. And human beings, when they invest themselves and they're enjoying the process, when they're enjoying what they're doing, they really achieve at a much higher level, both on the field and off the field. Second, we want to learn every day. We want to push ourselves, our players, our coaches, our directors, to always grow and expand. We do that by learning every day and constantly growing as soccer players, as coaches, and as people. Third is respect everybody. We want to really create a culture of respect, from respecting teammates to respecting coaches, referees, other teams, other adults. We want to create that culture that we always have mutual respect for each other, not only in soccer but as a society. Fourth is commit to the process. So throughout our development, our player development pathway, we really have a whole process in place to measure and build the growth of each player. So this is all over a long period of time. It's not just a snapshot in time. So we really want to look at a player's development over a longer period of time. And that's really about committing to the process. So every day we're working hard. Every day we're adding to value to commit to that process and not just looking at one moment to determine our success and our failure. And lastly, one of our most important pillars at TSC is building the community. And building the community is really multifaceted. We can look at building the community within our own team. We view our team as a family, the TSC family. We view building the community as one club. We're all part of something special and something bigger than ourselves. And really build the community also means our outreach into the community, into the greater Nashville. One of the things that we really feel is we're very fortunate as coaches and as players, as athletes, is that we owe it to our community in general to give back, and that's where TSC Cares comes in. And as a club, we really make it a priority to give back to our community and build our entire community. So that really encompasses our developing excellence and our core values at TSC. Tennessee Soccer Club has a lot of different avenues to help offset your club costs and even your team costs. So from a club, we've awarded a great amount of financial aid. Each and every year, over $100,000 of financial aid has been awarded to our membership on a basis. There's also programs under our info tab on our website under financial aid and fundraising. There's different programs like Dream Chasers. We also have programs throughout the year where our families come and work our events to help offset their club costs. So there's lots of different avenues to help defray the costs of youth soccer. Post-tryouts, as tryouts end, we have a notification process and a team formation process as follows. So basically, we have different levels of teams, starting from ECNL to Nike and or Showcase, and then Premier, Elite, and then Swoosh, and so on. So what ends up happening as soon as the tryouts for that age group are over in that location, all the coaches for that age group will meet and they will discuss players and start to form teams. At that point, our ECNL team coach will select first, and they will notify those players that they've selected, and we will hear back from those players, and that team will be formed, and then the next team under that will decide and form their team and notify those players. So given that sort of dynamic, one thing that's really important is we really ask all of our families to be prepared for those calls and those emails, and have an answer in place as soon as possible. So one thing as we're going through that dynamic, if we have one or two families kind of holding up the process, it really is unfair to the families on the teams below that team. So we really ask that before tryouts even start, have an idea of if I'm offered this team, what would my decision be? And that way it just quickens up the process because this is always a stressful time for everybody, and we want to make it as least stressful as possible. So one of the things that we do say is in an age group, if it's been 7 days and you haven't heard anything, please contact me because we don't want that process to drag on a long time. So the older girls, they will go into high school in the fall, and then immediately after high school is starting to wrap up and end in late October, early November, we will start training outside 2 to 3 days a week, depending on your team. And then into about the middle of December, we start to shut down our outside fields and we go indoor. And all of our teams will go once a week indoors. There's also an opportunity for teams to do Division D1 training, which is some speed and agility and strength training. There is an additional fee for that, but a lot of our teams decide to do that and take part to add a second night of training throughout the winter. And we do that through middle to end of February when the fields open back up, and then we start our spring season. And that goes through June, which is State Cup. And then some of our teams move on to regionals in June and July. So that's our season.
For '07,
Age group. It's a little bit unique, and I'll be sending out more information on this. We have what's called a trapped group. Half of our membership, half of our girls are moving on into high school and will be in ninth grade, and the other half will be in eighth grade. So the high school players will go off and play high school, and in order for those eighth graders to not be left behind, what we do is we pool all of those girls into one training group, our trapped group, and we train them all fall, and we provide playing opportunities. We'll play in tournaments, friendlies, against other trapped groups, against '07s, against some boys teams. So we'll find a lot of playing opportunities and practice opportunities for those girls so that they don't fall behind. And again, we'll have more information on that as well. One of the things is we have a college recruiting program for our older girls and boys. One of the great things about TSC is a lot of our coaches have collegiate experience, collegiate coaching experience. So we've been on both sides of the equation. We've been college coaches and club coaches, and we know the pathway of getting our players those opportunities. So a few times a year we do have club-wide meetings, presentations on the college coaching process. We use a program called Sports Recruits, which is free for our membership. The club assumes those costs, and it allows players to connect a little bit easier and figure out the process a little bit better with the college recruiting process. And also our coaches have a wealth of experience and a wealth of connections with college coaches. So we really take the college recruiting process seriously and really want to enhance all of our players' ability to reach that next level. So throughout this process of being players at TSC and our teams at TSC, there's two very important roles that really help the engine go, and that's our managers and our treasurers. So it's very important that each team, as teams start to be formed, we want to start to identify those people who are willing to volunteer their time and help out to be a manager or a treasurer of a team. Those roles are absolutely critical in the success of the process. So if you are interested in being a manager or a treasurer, please let your coach know right away. We do want to fill those roles as fast as possible because we do have training opportunities for those roles. We don't just assign those roles and say, go ahead with it. We have lots of training methods. We have lots of support from our full-time staff with those positions on how to help, how to navigate that. So if you are going to be a first-time manager, don't fret. You're going to have a lot of support and help throughout this process. We just wanted to thank you for going through this process. We're very excited. Please let us know how we can help you, how we can make things great, because we want your soccer experience to be great.
'07. 06. 2021-22 season.